Hi guys, my name is Chris and you're watching Wrestling Today. So let's start with Seth Rollins is known for putting his body through the ringer every night, but he's finally admitting just how much of a toll wrestling takes on him. During a recent interview with Bobby Bones Sports, the Visionary got real about the physical cost of his career. When asked if he's hurting after every match, Rollins didn't sugarcoat it. "Yeah, falling down is not fun. Falling down is painful," he said. "The older I get, the longer I do it, you don't get used to it. There was probably a period in my late 20s where I could wrestle every single night and I would be like brand new the next day. Those days have come and gone. Now, after every match, it takes me longer to get out of my gear. I have to ice things, I have to take a nice shower and make sure that I hit all the good spots so that I can lay down in bed comfortably. It is very difficult to move once you've stiffened up after a little while," Rollins said. For a guy who's been WWE's workhorse for over a decade, it's clear that recovery time is getting longer, but what happens when those aches and pains become more serious? Rollins explained that while WWE doctors won't pull someone over minor issues, they do ensure that nothing serious gets overlooked. They're not trying to. If you have a bruised elbow, they're not going to be like, "Okay, you gotta sit out," but they're saying, "Let's take a look at it. Let's make sure that it's not an injury and just something we can work through." Rollins' honesty about the grind of pro wrestling gives a rare look at what these athletes endure night after night. What do you think about Seth Rollins' comments? Should WWE do even more to protect its talent? The Undertaker isn't afraid to throw hands, and if he ever stepped in the ring with Gunther, things wouldn't stay professional for long. On a recent episode of his 6 Feet Under podcast, the WWE Hall of Famer admitted that he and the current WWE World Heavyweight Champion wouldn't be able to keep things clean. It would turn into a straight-up fight. "We could fist fight. As much as I love him, as much as I love watching him work and everything he does, we'd fist fight," Undertaker said. "He'd hit me. By the second time I'll be like, all right, let's go." Taker has been a long-time admirer of Gunther's style, seeing him as a throwback to the tough, no-nonsense era he came up in. Their paths crossed backstage at WWE Raw on January 6, where Undertaker made it clear that the ring general is someone he would have loved to test himself against in the ring before retirement. While that dream match will never happen, the idea of The Undertaker and Gunther going to war is something fans can only imagine, but it's clear Taker respects what the champion brings to the table, even if it would end in punches being thrown. Do you think The Undertaker in his prime could have handled Gunther? Would it have been a classic match or a straight-up fight? CM Punk may never fulfill his dream of headlining WrestleMania for sole reason, says WWE veteran. Despite his many accomplishments in WWE, CM Punk has never headlined WrestleMania. A wrestling veteran recently claimed he would not be surprised if the Second City Saint never manages to accomplish that feat, for a single reason. The 46-year-old legend has been vocal about his dream of main eventing WrestleMania. Although he vowed to win this year's Royal Rumble to earn a world title shot at the Show of Shows, he failed to accomplish the mission. He will now have another chance at making his dream come true when he fights 5 other top superstars inside the Elimination Chamber for a shot at Cody Rhodes' undisputed WWE Championship. Speaking on his The Brand podcast, former head writer of the Stamford-based promotion Vince Russo stated that the company must book the best in the world to headline this year's showcase of the Immortals due to his age and injury history. Meanwhile, the wrestling veteran claimed that he would not be surprised if Punk never main events WrestleMania because a lot of decision-makers in wrestling make petty calls. Unfortunately, if they don't book Punk vs. Rhodes, I think it may be a big rib on Punk and he may never get that WrestleMania main event. And that very well may be the case because there are a lot of people making decisions that are petty, bro. There's a lot of petty people in wrestling. So would it surprise me if Punk never got his WrestleMania moment? No, it would not surprise me, he said. Meanwhile, WWE Hall of Famer Bully Ray suggested CM Punk could fulfill his dream of headlining WrestleMania this year in a triple threat match against John Cena and Cody Rhodes by cashing in the favor Paul Heyman owes him for tagging with the OG Bloodline at Survivor Series last year. We can sit here and we can think Punk, Roman, Seth. What's the favor? Are we gonna wait until after WrestleMania for this favor? What's the favor? The favor is, get me in the main event of WrestleMania. And now the main event becomes Cody, Cena, Punk, Ray said. It will be interesting to see if the Second City Saint can indeed go on to accomplish his goal this year in Las Vegas. Thanks guys for watching and please subscribe.